see you. Let's get this so I can see what's going on here as well. Good. So from the title of this class, which I guess you're looking at, I thought today I would do some Sun and Moon Salutations. That doesn't mean to say we're going to do a really intensive class at all. If you associate Sun Salutations with lots of intensity, that's the word. That's not necessarily going to be the case. We'll see how we go. We're going to do some really nice gentle half salutations. We'll then crank it up a bit, but you can carry on doing the half salutations if you'd like. And then we'll cool it all down with Moon Salutations, which are quite fun. So you should be fine, even if you're feeling a little bit like this morning. But we will start off just with just grounding ourselves on the mat and just being aware of where we are, and then do a little bit of breathing, a little bit of gentle warm-ups, and then we'll do some initial salutations. So here we go. Find yourself into a comfortable seated position, either cross-legged or in hero pose, as I'm doing, or you can have your feet out in front of you if you prefer. Your hands can be palms down, palms up, in the lap, whatever is comfortable for you. What I'd particularly like you to focus on, though, is having a nice straight back, chin tucked in, and think about having a string that's pulling the top of your head, sort of the back of the top of your head up, which will help you to get these shoulders down. So they're coming down as if they're coming into your back pockets, and you're opening the collarbones up. So closing the eyes, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Now draw your attention to where your breath is coming to. So when we've done the 4-part yoga breath before, we've specifically thought about the chest, the back, the side ribs and the belly. So just sit and think about where your breath is coming into for this precise set of exercises. And now you're aware of where the breath is coming into, you might want to think about perhaps inhaling more into these side ribs, inhaling more into the belly, inhaling more into the top of the chest, inhaling more into the back. Whichever one of, or 2 or 3 of those areas was not getting your full breath attention, let's give that a little bit of attention now. Try and slow the breath down a little, particularly the out breath. So opening the eyes, coming back to a normal breathing pattern. So some gentle warm-ups. We'll start wherever you are and we'll just circle around, putting your shoulders into these circles, gently warming up the lower back and the hips. And then go in the other direction. Let's take this into some cat-cow exercises. So chin tucked down, hands forward, back rounding back, opening out the back of the ribs and then come in the other direction. So be mindful of the breath in all of this. I'd suggest you exhale as the chin comes down And you inhale as you open the chest. You can start to bring the hands right out if you'd like to. Whatever feels good for you. Keep them nice and closer to the body if that feels better for you right now. Okay, last exhale. Good, we'll take some side bends now. So taking one hand down to the side, the other hand up. Inhale up to create as much space as you can in between the vertebrae. And then we exhale into a side bend. Keeping both sitting bones nice and low. So the stretch is coming from the side of the torso, under that arm, all the way down, through the ribs, down the side of the belly, to the hips. And I'm looking up at the ceiling under my raised arm. When you're ready, you're going to inhale up again and exhale that hand down. We'll do the same on the other side. So inhale the hand up, creating as much space as you can, stretching tall, and then exhale down, looking under that raised arm, being aware of this stretch under the arm. Well, it's kind of along all the arm, isn't it? Perhaps along the neck a bit as well, through the ribs, through the torso, side of the body, down to the hips. I guess the postman's just arrived from the sound of the dog barking. Stretching, stretching. Good, inhaling up again. And down. Let's roll the shoulders forwards and back. And then going the other way. We'll do some shoulder shrugs, up and down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And then you might want to try some alternate shoulder shrugs. Good. Let's look at just doing a few twists here. So bringing the hands out to the side. Inhale again before you twist. So you're creating as much space to horizontally as you are vertically. Inhale and then twist round to one side, bringing the hands, one hand round to the top of the thigh, the other round to the back here like this, looking over that back shoulder, keeping yourself nice and tall here. You've created all this space, so you're trying to keep it up. Inhaling to the sides again, create all that space, sideways and upwards, and then exhale into the twist on the other side. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling to the sides and up. Try to keep the shoulders down even when you're inhaling up, and exhale to the sides. Inhale, sides and up again, and exhale into your twist. Inhaling back to your stretch, thumbs down, twisting round in both directions, keeping these shoulders relaxed and down. I know it's my mantra, but I still have to tell it to myself. Good, and bring the hands down. Lastly, a little bit of work on the neck. So bring your chin right in as far as you can, get that double chin going. And then we're going to turn and look in one direction. I don't mind which direction you go in. So first of all, as usual, we inhale. And then we exhale into a nice slow twist. So all of my body is still looking forwards, apart from my eyes, which are looking out to the side. I'm trying to keep my head upright and that chin tucked in. You may be able to go a little bit further. Don't push it, don't move too fast. Alright, inhale back to the centre and then exhale to the other side. Inhale back to the centre, exhale the chin down to the chest. Breathe deeply here. So you should have a nice straight back at the moment. What we're going to do though is we're going to bring the hands in front, interlace the fingers, now roll the back round, keeping that chin tucked. So you should notice the different sensation if you come back to the straight back with the chin tucked. And now bring the hands forwards and roll that back. Curve that back, I should say. Okay, keeping the fingers interlaced, bring the hands up above the head. Bring the head up so we're looking straight ahead. Take a steeple grip with your fingers. So we're going to try and bring the hands up but keep the shoulders relaxed and down. So stretching up with the hands. And maybe looking up towards those fingers. Don't do this if your neck doesn't like it. Keep breathing. Looking back towards the centre. Inhale and then exhale into a side bend. Inhale again, coming up, and exhale to this bend on the other side. Inhaling back up and bringing the hands down. Okay, hopefully that's got a little bit moving. Before we do any more sun salutations, I just want to do a few little moves on all fours, all very familiar to us. So let's come into our tabletop position. We'll start with some cat-cows. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, feet and knees and hands are all hip width apart. So we start in a neutral spine, so kind of as if I could balance some drinks on my back. And then you'll drop the belly down and look up through your kind of hair or eyebrow line, so that we're into this cow pose here. And the shoulder blades are sort of coming together whilst also going down the back. And then we move into the other direction. So we're tucking the tailbone, we're tucking the chin in, and we're curving the back up. So this time the shoulder blades are really open, stretching out across the upper back, pushing away with the hands. And then we take it into a little flow, one way and the other. And remember your breath. I'd suggest that you inhale as you're into this cow pose with the belly hanging down. And exhale as you come into the cat pose. So when you're in the cat, pull the belly up, belly button towards the spine. Nice and slow. So try and feel these moves one vertebrae at a time. We're going to be doing lots of forward folds in a bit, so I just want to make sure that the back is really nice and warmed up for this. If you want to tuck your toes under, you can do so. Just to give a little bit of stretch to the toes. Good. So now we're going to walk the hands round to the right. So they're coming round towards 3 o'clock, if you think about it, going from 12 to 3. And you can sit back on your heels if you'd like and come a little lower into that, maybe pushing the hands out more towards the 3 o'clock. So you've got a stretch going on in the left side of the body. And you're going lower and lower, stretching through with that left underarm. Good. Sitting up again and walking the hands back to the centre. Let's just go forwards here, stretching forwards. So we're into a kind of puppy dog here because my hips are above my knees. And I'm just stretching forward and maybe getting my forehead onto the ground. It's quite an active pose this, you can really feel it across the shoulder blades. So my hips are up high, kind of above my knees, puppy dog pose. Come out of that, coming up nice and high again, and now walking the hands around to 9 o'clock to the left. So first of all, you're nice and high, so enjoy that stretch there, and then sink back towards the heels, lowering the head and perhaps stretching the hands out a little bit more towards the 9 o'clock. Just give you a little bit more of a stretch. Stay nice and low. Keep breathing. Good. Okay, coming up, 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 up again, and walking ourselves back. We'll just come back down into child pose. Extend to child Hastabalasana, hands in front, forehead on the ground. So this is a much simpler pose than puppy dog. Inhaling and exhaling, just noticing how we're feeling now. Perhaps giving yourself a little bit of a wriggle if you need to, or just stretch out. Good. So let's make our way up into standing. So I suggest you do this by coming into a little toe stand. So tuck the toes under and come into a squat. See how you feel about the squat this morning. See how balanced you are today. So what we're trying to do here is be nice and upright. So the head and the ears are positioned above the shoulder, shoulders above the hips, hips are above the feet. And you may even be able to do some twists from one side to the other, like we were doing when we were seated, but this time we're doing that in toe hold. One more to the other side. Good. Bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra, so that's the Namaste hands, and then inhale up, nice and slowly, stretching tall, maybe taking a slight back bend here. We'll be doing plenty of these later. Exhaling the hands down. Good. So we're standing. We've done 15 minutes of warm-ups. Now a very gentle set of half sun salutations to warm us up a little bit more. So you can stand anywhere on the mat for this because you remain static in the same place. I would suggest that your feet are hip width apart, but importantly just make sure that your feet are parallel, because what we tend to do is be like that, or like that, or I don't know, just something that isn't quite parallel. So try and be parallel, and I would prefer that you have your hips, you know, above your feet. Yogis traditionally stand like this with their feet together, but women in particular, it's not the most comfortable pose, and I don't think anatomically it works as well for us as when we stand feet width apart, and certainly the Pilates instructors would be working with their feet like this, because I think they kind of thought through a little bit more about these applying to women as well as men, and applying to people that are perhaps a little bit chunkier than some of those skinny Indian guys that originated yoga. So this is why I would recommend you standing hip width apart. Anyway, enough of that. Let's just roll the shoulders. Get ourselves into mountain pose. So this is where we're standing nice and upright, chin is tucked in as always, and we've still got this thread at the top of our heads. And you can have your palms either facing outwards or down to the side, whatever feels comfortable for you. So what we're not doing is sticking the chest forward and arching the back. Just trying to be quite neutral here. You might want to just rock a little forwards and backwards, side to side. Just noticing how you feel. Being aware, if you tend to have a back where your bottom sticks out, perhaps tucking the tailbone under a little bit. Good. All right, so I'm going to take these half sun salutations. So we'll begin with our hands in Namaste. So Anjali Mudra. So your thumb is meant to be kind of at your breastbone, but some of us tend to hold it a little bit higher, just, you know, wherever it feels comfortable. So we'll inhale up. And I'm looking up at my hands. So I've got a little bit of a back bend going on here. We'll keep the palms together and just drop down with the palms together. And they're dropping down, 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 and we're bending over at the hips. Now, if you're getting a bit of a clunk here, because your SI joint is a bit tight, just try and work within the realms of comfort. And if you need to bend your knees, because that feels more comfortable, do so. So I kind of stopped halfway here. We're going to bring the hands down and the fingertips are going down towards the floor. They don't need to touch the floor. This is your first forward fold of the day. Your hamstrings may well not be tight. They may be too tight at the moment. So I'll come side on. So you can see I've got my knees slightly bent. I'm just being kind to my lower back right now. And just easing myself into this. I'll have straight legs later on, and I'll have palms on the floor later on, but I'm just being kind and not overdoing it for now. All right, so let's just hang here for a moment, perhaps dropping one knee forwards and then the other, just to ease out the back a little. Just let these hamstrings gently stretch. And then we take the hands, we circle them round. Inhaling as we come into a slight back bend, palms together again, and then exhale, hands down to heart centre. Hold it there. I'm just going to bring my mat out a tad. That's it. Gives me a little bit more space. Good. So we're going to start again. We're going to do a few more of those. So hands to heart centre, inhaling round, looking up. So that you've had your inhale. We're now exhaling slowly down, so we're going to drop down, hands coming through heart centre and then down towards the ground, fingertips to the ground. And this time we're going to take the hands up towards the shins, inhaling as we go, and we're in a tabletop position, so hopefully my back is nice and straight. If I put marble on the top of my head, it would roll down my back towards my bottom. Yeah, I look pretty straight, what I'm looking at there on my little monitor. All right, so you've inhaled to this, and then you exhale the fingertips down again, and then we're circling round as we inhale, back up into your back bend, and exhale the hands to heart centre. So we will do a few of those, inhaling as we circle up. Hands down through the centre line, keeping the hands close to the body, and exhaling, fingertips down. Inhale, hands to shins, that tabletop back, looking forwards, really pushing the bottom away. Now in class what I see is some of this, I see some of this, I see some of this. We're looking to try to be as flat as possible. So let's all inhale and then exhale our fingertips down, and inhale, back up into that back bend, hands together, and exhaling, hands to Anjali Mudra again, and another, inhaling up, exhaling down, fingertips to the ground, inhale to the tabletop. So back extension, stretching back, shoulders coming back towards the back pockets, fingertips to the floor. Inhaling, round and up. Hands back to heart centre. Good. We'll do one more. Inhaling up. And down on the exhale. Inhale up to your tabletop. Exhale, fingertips down. You may find that you're getting a little lower on your forward folds here. You can still have your knees bent. Let's come up one last time here. Nice back bend, hands to Anjali Mudra. Perhaps keep your eyes closed for a moment, a little bit of silence, seeing how you're feeling. Lovely. Move this around. So I've got a little bit more room to move my arms about. So we're going to, so that was a half sun salutation. And I suggest that that's a really good move to start your day. If you get to a yoga class early, it's a really nice thing to do at the beginning of class. My heart rate's slightly raised, partly because I've eaten a massive breakfast a couple of hours ago, so I'm still digesting that. But you know, it does, you're up and down a little bit, so it is getting your heart rate going. So we're now going to do the full sun salutations, which obviously, so I'm just getting bits of grit off my mat, which do get the heart rate going a little bit more. If you don't feel like doing them today, just do the half sun salutations again. I'm just going to grab some water. it's your practice. You can do whatever you like. Even in my class, you can do whatever you like, let alone when you're at home and I can't see you. All right, so feet hip distance apart again, unless you particularly want to have your feet together. And you'll probably find that as you watch me, my feet do come together quite a lot because I'm so used to working like that. But it is your choice, your practice. Let's stand in mountain pose. Just compose ourselves. Bringing the hands to heart centre. So we start this the same way as we did before, inhaling up into that back bend. Now this time you can take the hands down through the centre line like you did before, or you can swan dive down with the hands out and open, just a little bit of a variety, and swing the hands down to the floor. We inhale up to the tabletop again. Step back into that. Nice straight back, shoulders back, and exhale. Maybe your palms down a little bit further, knees bent if you'd like. Okay, so this is where we have a little bit of a change from what we did with the half sun salutation. We are now going to step back with the right foot. So this depends on your anatomy a little bit. You may want to have your knee outside of your left arm, particularly if you've got a bit of a bust on you. Traditionally, you'd keep it inside. This is a runner's lunge, and the idea is the eye is looking in front of you, and you're getting a nice stretch on the hip flexor on the right side. So I like to hold this for a couple of breaths. We've obviously done that. We're now going to pick the left foot up. Try not to scratch the mat, and you can kind of take it back like that, or just take it back to be side to side with the right foot. I've taught this so slowly. Let me just come back to where we are. Oh yes, right. Taking this back here, and we are into a plank. You get into autopilot on this, and when you teach it and break it up, you forget what comes next. So we're holding our plank now. I was wondering whether I was into my dog yet. Dropping the knees down and untuck the toes. Good. Looking forwards all the way. Dropping your hips down and keeping the elbows tucked in. Let's move that out of the way. Hands either side of your chest. So we'll just have a little bit of a break now. So we've come through our runner's lunge and into a plank, and we're now preparing for Cobra. So you've got your fingers nice and wide either side of the chest, sort of under the shoulders, so to speak. Keep your elbows tucked in if you can. And then, as you all know, you either have your little baby Cobra here, you can have your hands so that there's no weight at all, but if you sort of do this, think about where you're feeling this. You're probably feeling it somewhere in your back. Don't let it pinch the lower back, and you can take the weight in your hands if you want to. But the idea here is that we're using a load of muscles in the torso, in the abs, to try and bring ourselves up. And of course we can go up into a higher Cobra if we'd like. We'll maybe do that in the next time. So you come back down again, and forehead down to the ground just momentarily. And we're tucking the toes under because we're going to make our way up into a downward facing dog. So when you're ready, keeping those elbows tucked. I actually, if you notice, are coming up via Cobra, and then bringing the hips up and coming into a downward dog, walking out, adjusting my position if my hands are a little wide, and just seeing how my dog feels today. It's the first one I've done today. Letting those heels come back as far as is possible. You see mine don't touch the ground. That's fine. If you want to be on blocks with your hands, you can do so. So we take a couple of breaths here, and then we're on the right side. So we pick the right foot up and swing it or walk it so that that comes inside the right hand. And when you're ready, the left hand comes forward, the left foot comes forward, and we're into another forward fold. Inhaling up, back bend, hands back down to heart centre. So that is the right side done. Let's do the same on the left. Okay, when you're ready, inhaling up, Swan, so you can either swan dive down like that or swan dive down with the hands out. Fingertips to the floor, maybe a little bit lower. Inhaling up to your tabletop. Exhaling your palms down. You're likely to need to have your knees bent to get your palms down. Left foot comes back this time. Let's just hold this runner's lunge for a moment. Enjoy that stretch in the left hip flexor. And then the right foot comes up and back and you're into your plank. Hold it. Try and be nice and straight in your plank without your bum going up or bending down. Now drop your knees, untuck the toes, hips come down, keep those elbows tucked. And we're again into our little cobra. So you can come up into your baby cobra a tad if you'd like, keeping these elbows tucked. Coming back down, tuck the toes around again, make your way up into your downward dog. It's fine to readjust yourself if you need to. Inhaling and exhaling. And this time we're on the left, so I'm picking the left foot up. I'm going to show you, my left foot is never as good coming forward, so I'm going to show you a cheat way. So I've only got my left leg halfway. I can bring my hands back to that foot if I'd like, and then bring the right foot forwards. I know I'm on the middle of the mat, but I can shuffle forward later. I'm now bent over, forward fold, inhaling, hands round, up into my back bend, and hands back to heart centre. And then I just need to shuffle forwards to come to the next bit. So if you're someone whose legs do not swing all the way to the front, you can either pull the foot forwards with you with your hand, or you can do that. Well, let's bring the foot to the middle and bring the both the hands back, and then we'll start our, the middle of our sun salutation in the mat. It's your practice. You can do whatever you like. And we don't all have bodies that are perfect. And as you can see, my one side is worse than the other because of injuries to my back. So that's just how it is. All right, so enough chat. Let's speed it up and do a right and a left. Just the pure way without adding any extras to it. I'm not going to talk too much. Inhaling up. Exhale down, swan dive down. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, palms down, knees bent. Right foot back, runner's lunge. Left foot comes back to join it and plank. Hold that plank. Knees down, hips down, keeping the elbows. Might want to go into a little upwards hanging cobra or an up dog here. And turning around on your toes into your downward dog. Couple of breaths. Be aware of your hand position. Have you got your weight evenly spread? Okay, right foot comes forwards. You may not go as far as me, it's fine, do what you can do. And then try and pick up your left and place it without dragging it. Inhaling up. Back bend, exhale, hands to heart centre. All right, on the left, inhaling up. Swan dive down. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, palms down, knees bent, left leg back. Let's hold this, looking forwards, stretching out that hamstring. No, the hip flexor. Okay, right foot comes back, stepping into your plank. Knees, hips down, elbows in. Hanging cobra, up dog. Tucking your toes around, downward facing dog. Left foot forwards. This time I'm going to walk mine with my hands into that runner's lunge position. Picking up your right foot, trying to step it without dragging it. Inhaling up into the back bend and hands down. Good. Whew. Heart rate's going now. Well, I'm showing, goodness knows how much amount of flesh on this. Yeah, honestly, lockdown and teaching yoga to a camera when you're eating copious quantities during lockdown is not a good combination. Right. let's try one more time. So we're going to just add into this sequence now. You kind of know the score because you've all been with me for a while. I've taken it quite slow today because I want us to just really embrace these different aspects. So you can do whatever you'd like, but I want to just add in these additional bits. So inhaling up, swan dive down, inhale to tabletop, exhale palms down, right foot back, stay where we are here. This is where we're going to bring the change. You know what's coming. So we're going to bring the hands forwards and up. We're into our crescent lunge now. Stretching up really nice and tall. We're going to take a twist, right hand over left knee, inhale, and exhale into the twist. Lovely. Looking over that back shoulder, you are really feeling this in your hip flexor now. That's a good stretch. Nice and low. Inhaling, hands back up. Good. This time we're going to take the right hand back, left hand comes back as well. We're looking back towards that right heel. Ah, lovely. Keep it low. Bringing both the hands up again and forwards. Stretching forwards. Now bring the hand down. Okay, left foot can come up and back into your plank. Dropping the knees and the hips down. Untucking the toes. Into your up dog or your hanging cobra or your baby cobra, turning the toes around into your downward facing dog. A couple of breaths. Right foot comes forwards into your runner's lunge. Picking up the left, forward fold. Inhaling up, back bend, exhale down. So we're going to do exactly the same on the left side. Inhaling up, swan dive down on the exhale. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, palms down. Left foot goes back, hold it. Okay, this is where we make the change. Hands forwards, hands up. Keep nice and low, really enjoy this stretch. Hands high, lower the knee. Inhale, twist coming, left hand to right knee, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale up. Now the left hand comes down towards the left foot, right hand comes back towards it, and we're looking back over the right left shoulder towards that left foot. Keeping nice and low. Just like we did on the other side. Inhaling the hands up, forwards, stretching, hands down, right foot comes back into your plank. Hold the plank for a moment. Knees, hips. Up dog, or whatever variant you would like. Turning the toes around into your downward dog. On the left, so the left foot comes forward this time. Walk it if you need to. I did a really massive, deliberate one there. Picking your right foot up, stepping it forwards. Inhaling up, back bend, hands to heart centre, and down. Okay, I wanted to do another set, but we're going to run out of time, and I want to do the Moon Salutations with you. So we will jump to Moon Salutation now. As usual, trying to cram way too much into my classes, so I need notes for this one. Alright, so you're probably kind of feeling the heart going now. And the thing with the Moon Salutation is it's to calm and cool everything down, because the idea really is that you do this before bed. So we've got our energy up. So if you prefer to just turn me off now and just carry on doing Sun Salutations, you can. But if you'd like to do the Moon Salutation sequence, it's a little different in that it kind of comes all around on the right side and then comes around and does the same things again on the left side. So, and there's a very deliberate inhale and exhale. So let's start into Asana. It's the first little part. So chin tucked, And we're going to count the inhales and exhales, and we're going to count each for 5. So inhaling for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Bringing the hands up above the head, interlace the fingers, stretching up. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Stretch. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure that the tailbone is tucked. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to go to the right. I'm going to mirror you on the left. So we're going to do take a steeple grip with the fingers, and we go to the right and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. You might just go a little lower. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Coming back to the centre. We're now going to take Goddess. So wide legs, feet pointing towards the outer corners of the mat. We make our way down to those nice wide knees. You may need to adjust your feet. Hands to cactus arms, make sure that they're nice and parallel. And we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Sink lower. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale lower. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the arms straight. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep low. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. Coming up. And we now take the feet so that they're parallel, but still in that wide stance. Pointed star here. So hands stretching. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, stretch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring the hands down. Probably feeling this in the arms now. We now go into a revolved Trikonasana pose. So taking your right foot, remember I'm mirroring you, and stretching that in that direction towards the short edge of the mat. The back foot, bring that into a slight angle. We're going to stick the left hip out and back, so you'll be feeling a stretch along the inner thigh of the right leg. And we're going to drop the right hand down, left hand up into your triangle pose, looking up, inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, maybe go a little lower, 3, 4, 5, keep your position, 2, 3, 4, 5, stretch, 2, 3, 4, 5, look down at the ground and bringing yourself back up. The choice now. Namaste, hands behind the back, or hold the forearms or the wrists behind the back. I'm going to go for holding my arms. You're going to turn to look towards that short edge of the mat so that the hips are coming forwards, opening out the chest. Inhale, and then exhale down, straight legs, pyramid pose here. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, going deeper, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, deeper still, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, making your way up. All right, now we're taking a low lunge here. So come down onto your back knee. Lean forward, so you've got your hips coming forward. So we've done a high lunge already, so you know what you're doing here. Hands up nice and high. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe go a little lower, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. Okay, so now we take a wide-legged squat over one leg. So we'll do this with the right foot out to the side. So come up onto your left foot like so. So you can either have your hands down on the floor or you can be into a toe hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good stuff. Into Garland Pose. This is the pinnacle pose. We're halfway through and we finished this. So we're in a squat. I know a lot of you can get your heels right down at the back. I can't. Doesn't matter. Nice wide knees. Hands to Namaste. Pushing those knees out with the elbows. And inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So that was Malasana, Garland Pose. We're going to now take the left leg out to the side. So we're on our right toes and we come back the other way through the poses we've done. So again, you can have your hands in front of you. So I'm going to start you there. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gosh, it's hard to do this talking. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay. So we're now coming into our low lunge. So turn over and bring the right knee to the floor. Lunging forwards. So let's get ourselves into position. So hips are coming towards the short edge of the mat. Hands up. Maybe looking up at the sky. So it's a slight back bend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lower inhale. And exhale. Good. We now come up and we're doing that pyramid pose, so this sort of intense side stretch. So let's get ourselves into position for this. So left foot pointing towards the short edge of the mat, right foot at an angle behind, straight legs, hips are facing towards the short edge of the mat. Namaste hands, or holding the wrists behind you. Inhale and exhale down into the pose, and then inhale, exhale, go deeper, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good, coming back up, Trikonasana. So the feet should be pretty much in the same position as you've got them already. Right hand comes down. So first of all, let's throw these hips back. So the left hip goes back, stretch, sorry, the right hip goes back for you. Stretch on the inner thigh of the left leg, dropping the hands, the lower hand down, right hand up, into your Trikonasana. Inhale, exhale. Maybe go lower, exhale, a little lower, exhale. Put down at the foot, inhale your way up. We're going to come into the star pose now. So feet are going to be slightly pigeon-toed, perhaps a little bit parallel, hands out stretching. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, shoulders relax and down. Inhale, exhale, into goddess. So turn the toes so that they're facing outwards, drop those knees, get your posture right, try and keep the tailbone tucked under, cactus arms. Opening up, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale a little lower, exhale. Good, it's bringing the hands down, jump or heel toe your way in. We have the side bend, so you're going over to the left, I'm going over to the right. Have the fingers nicely into steeple shape. Inhale as you exhale down to the side, looking under the arm. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale yourself up again, stretching tall, hands as tall as you can, shoulders relaxed and back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. Bringing the hands down, final posture, maybe roll your shoulders to get into this. Have your feet so that they're comfortable. Tuck the tailbone under, mountain pose, chin tucked under. Inhale, exhale. Inhale into the whole 4-part yogic breath. Inhale to the chest, the side ribs, the belly, the back. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale again. Lovely. So that was the Moon Salutation sequence. So it's quite a different technique, isn't it? You've got to really focus on the breath, and you may not have managed to keep up with those inhales and exhales. It's quite hard for me to try and do all of that while I'm speaking as well. Some of those postures may have been trickier than others. They're all postures we do quite a lot, but if you're new to these classes with me, some of them may have been tricky, but you just do what you can. This is available on the Marie Page Yoga Facebook group as a PDF if you want to have the download of it so you can practice yourself. So we have a few moments left, so I'd like us to just come into child pose, because I think it would be good to just release the back a little bit. So sitting down onto the heels, hands just either in front of you or beside the feet, not stretching the hands out, just a nice relaxed pose here. Inhaling and exhaling, just let the back come into a nice relaxed kind of fetal curve. And you can stay where you are if you like, or you can come into Shavasana. Oh, I said I was going to do alternate nostril breathing today. We've run out of time for that, but I will do it next week, during the week. So assuming you're in Shavasana, make yourself nice and comfortable. Done quite a lot of work this morning. It's good to just let the body relax and recover from that. Let your breath return to normal. Let the energy just settle in the body. So focus on the breath, inhaling and exhaling. Slowing your breathing. So you can continue to lie there if you'd like, to take a longer Shavasana. If you want to wake up, just bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. You can stretch, you can roll, you can bring your knees up to your hips, moving from one side to the other. Do whatever you like to do to wake up again. And when you're ready, roll over to one side. Maybe lie on your side for a few breaths. Gradually waking yourself up into a sitting position. Either cross-legged, feet in front, in hero pose. When you're ready, we'll finish as we often do. We've done so many of these this morning. Inhaling the hands up, hands together, dropping them down to heart center as we exhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling up, dropping the hands down to heart center. This time we bow the head towards the heart and we'll say Namaste together. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone. Annette, as you know, is taking over post-lockdown, and she'll be doing all the classes back. They're all, I hope, going to be at St. Peter's, and they're all up on the app now, so you can book yourselves in at the Instabook app. So Annette is covering all of those, and I think there's a couple of Saturdays, I think it's something like the 19th of December, she's got cover in because she's doing a course. And she's got this fabulous lady called Izzy Yoga Mama. She's on Instabook as Izzy Yoga Mama, and she's reasonably local, I think, Rice yoga teacher. And you are in for an absolute treat if you go to that class. So you know Annette and my teaching, so lovely to have someone else. So you've got a little Christmas present from Annette before Christmas in the form of a very different yoga teacher. She promises to be gentle with you. Anyway, I'll see you back online on Tuesday at 12 o'clock. I will try and remember the right time this week. See you soon. Have a lovely weekend.